Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, please do drop a like and subscribe. If you consider this video helpful, please do watch the full video. This is Aviator algorithm class number 2. It has been updated. So let's start. This video I have created is mainly here to teach participants the mathematics and sequences within the game provided with the best strategies. The way money is made in Aviator game. The first topic I want you to understand. You can see I uploaded images right here. There's 1, 2, and 3. So the first image you can see, I'm calling it adjacent. The first one. The second image, I'm calling it perpendicular. And the third image, I'm calling it horizontal. Do you guys understand? So the first image is basically known as a collection phase. The second one, which is perpendicular, is known as a happy hour. And the one that is called horizontal is a 50-50 margin whereby it's breaking even. So let's continue. So you can see it's adjacent, which is known as the collection phase, perpendicular, which is known as a happy hour, and horizontal is whereby it's known as a 50-50 margin where it's breaking even. So now by looking at this round history within 3 different time frames, you can obviously see a difference, right? You can see it. So let me continue. As you can see, I put adjacent up, whereby there is 6,398 punters who is betting in a collection phase in Aviator. So this is how it works on adjacent, remember. So let's say out of that 6,398 punters, a total of 92,000 is wagered by all of us punters combined who are gambling on Aviator in one round. Understand this. In regards to this, there is a total of 18 rounds. Can you see 18 rounds here on this adjacent image? Okay, let's continue. The game is working with a limit. So now it's obviously a collection phase. So for 18 rounds, I can say that 6,682 punters are going to lose. So if we are multiplying that money, 92,000 times 18 rounds equals 1.6 million, which is wagered in a span of 18 rounds. Okay? So the game sets it this way every single day. This is what's going to happen on adjacent. So meaning the game won't stop collecting until their target is hit. By targets, I am simply saying no one will make money in South Africa who is betting on until the bookie reaches its target. Do you understand? So the game has a limit of whereby they say, okay, now let's say we want to collect 5 million and we're going to make sure we collected 5 million until the game actually does collected 5 million. Then it's going to start paying again. So now let's move to the next photo. We are now on perpendicular, obviously known as the happy hour, right? Let's say for instance there's 1,000 people who are placing bets in perpendicular. So it's known as the happy hour. Remember that day. So let's understand this. Before we can get to this, the game needs to go through the adjacent, whereby the adjacent is what I just explained, whereby they're collecting. They want to hit their target first. And once they hit their target, this is when we're moving to perpendicular. So this is how the game is actually making money and not going to bankruptcy. Now this adjacent post that I covered, 6,680 punters were gambling and they wagered over 1.6 million in that 18 rounds, whereby Hollywood bets made money. Okay, now in this happy hour, we are sitting on 1,008 punters, which looks like this. Can you see? It's a happy hour. 12x, 1400x, right? So 22 rounds. So for instance, they are going to say, okay, let's give a certain amount of rounds of whereby we want to give back to our people 400,000, for example, right? So when they reached at 400,000, we are going to move to the next thing, which is known as horizontal, which I am going to cover. So let me continue reading. The game will set a limit to at least 250,000, which is going to be up for grabs within whoever gambles during this happy hour. So once that amount has been reached, it goes to the horizontal, whereby I will cover also. So now they drop in random pings in which they know very well only small punters who bet with 20 rand and 1 rand will hold, which honestly they don't care. They set their target to 250,000, whereby whoever or however gets it first, they will go into the next phase. All bookies use this. If not, they would be bankrupt. So collection phase is 1.6 million. Then happy hour will be 250k for grabs within everyone. So if you're betting 100 rand, you won't even contribute to that money that's up for grabs. The punters who are betting 1,000 will milk it before you can even get to it. Once they get to it and they withdraw, you small punters will go back to eating blues. Guys, understand this here very, very carefully. I need you to understand this, but it's fine. So simply, they make 1.3 million in a span of a few hours just from Aviator. The bookies, right? That's how much profit they are making. Using an example, this is not the estimated X. You know what I mean? It's not the exact thing they're making. It could be more or less. So now let's move to the horizontal. So I covered adjacent and I covered perpendicular. Now we are on horizontal. On horizontal, you can see it's not collecting and it's not happy. It's in between. And there's 4,736 people who are placing bets. So I actually find this one very funny, if I'm being honest. The bookies use this to make money within the system by laundering money. So this horizontal that you are seeing is simply what's mine is yours and what's yours is mine. So there's 22 rounds here, right? By the horizontal. Per round, I can say 60k is wagered by all of us, our total money combined. So it's 1.3 million in 22 rounds. Basically, a game is going to take your money and give it to the next person and take a percentage. For example, the game's target is 600,000 from that 1.3 mil, and the balance, like they take their 600k and what's left from that, so it's 1.3 mil minus 600k, that's going to be up for grabs within the people who are currently playing Aviator. So yeah, so the smarts only play on purples and leave. So I think I have covered on the history of happy hour, collection hour, and in between by adjacent, perpendicular, and horizontal. So you guys can put this together and understand what I mean. So now let's move to seeds and hash in Aviator. The game's outcome is generated by 4 parties, including the first 3 bettors of the round, and the game operator generates the server seed consisting of 16 random symbols. The hash version of the generated seed is visible to anyone before each game. Go to the menu, select probably fair settings, and click on the next SH8256 server seed to find it. When a game starts, right, when you starting the Aviator game, you get the server seeds with the seeds of the first 3 bettors. So the first 3 people who place the bet with a 1 rand, 500 and 10,000 will influence where the plane will fly. The result of the game. I'll give you a practical example below so you can understand the results of the Aviator game are 100% random. Seed server AB. That's the seed server, the game server. Then the next server is going to be seed player like me, CD. Then it's going to be like you, EF. Seed player 3 is GH. So it's completely random. So when all 4 of these seeds are combined, it will give you the outcome of the round, which turns into a hash and it translates into a round. This is what's keeping the game moving. This is how you can generate 100x, 500x, 1x, 10x. You understand? So this hash that I just explained will give you a result of 2.17. This is the round history of a game that I just clicked in, and you can see server seed and you can see client seed. The server seed was generated on the bookie side, and the client seed was the first 3 players for who's playing on their side to actually give you guys this. So player N1 36, player N2 24, player N3 75. So the combination of those four things contributed to the 17.70x that you are just seeing right now. It's fine. So now let's cover some strategies. A few strategies, you understand? Let's cover the first one, which is known as the martingale strategy for Aviator. Applying the martingale strategy to the Aviator game is rather slow but time-effective process. I have created a table that will help you understand how to implement it on a sample of 4 games. So simply, let's say you're betting 20 Rand now. If you win, you're going to go in with another 20 Rand, but if you lose, you're going to stake 40 Rand. So that's the first round. Then the second round, if you bet 40 Rand, if you win, bet 20. If you lose, you're doubling. This is basically it. That's what the martingale strategy is. You understand? And it works. So for example, if I go in with 100 Rand and it plays a blue, I'm going to go in with 200 Rand the next round. It plays another blue, I'm going to go in with 400 Rand the next round until I actually make money off it. But it needs a good bankroll. It needs you to have a decent amount in your account. Strategy number 2, anti-martingale system for Aviator. Anti-martingale. We covered the martingale, now we're looking at the anti-martingale system for Aviator. This is the reverse of the martingale strategy for the game. With this option, you halve the bets after a loss and double it after a win. Here's a table so you can understand. So this concludes the video. What I need you to understand is the adjacent, perpendicular and horizontal parts and the seeds. Strategies will cover it in the next video. Just go over what I said by adjacent, perpendicular and horizontal and by seeds. If you enjoyed this video, please do drop a like and subscribe. I'm out.